Good morning. Today we'll be discussing this book, The CashFlow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. So, been wanting to share this book with you for quite some time. I've read it recently and I found it quite helpful. Helpful for anybody in any area of your life, any stage of your life. This book is quite influential for somebody in any quadrant of your life. So, in this book, uh, Robert Kiyosaki shows the areas of your life, the financial stages of your life, which he calls quadrants. For example, here we have the first quadrant, E, which means you're an employee. That's right. So, an employee here has financial security, but he does not have financial freedom, meaning that an employee gets paid from his boss and does not make his own money. And secondly, an employee has the security of having a job, of not being his own boss, yet does not have any freedom. Now that moves us to an S here, which means you're a freelancer, or you're your own boss. Yes, you own your own time, but however, you don't own. However, you don't own a large company. You don't delegate your work, which this is especially important. You don't delegate your work, which means that you might have some freedom, but you don't have ultimate financial freedom. Now we move on here to B, where you're a CEO of a company, or of a company with more than 150 plus people. So what does that mean? It means that you have multiple companies and you're on the board of directors. You're a successful businessman and you're a successful entrepreneur. This means that yes, you are your own boss fully, and that you have a lot of financial freedom and financial success. Now, the last quadrant is the most important one. It can be done at any stage. For example, you can be an employee and also be an I. You can be an S and also be an I. You can also be a B and an I. So, what does I mean? Here, it means you're an investor. You're someone who invests in other companies, who grows his own money. For example, you can own a farm which generates you money every year. Or, for example, you can invest in stocks in a company like Nvidia or Apple, if you can afford it, which generates you money over the course of years. So, what does this book also say? Why is it called the Cashflow Quadrant? Here, because for me, cashflow has been something very important, something quite important, and I've been personally missing my focus on my cash flow. So, this book is your guide to financial freedom. And why is cash flow important? Cash flow is important so that you don't lose your money all in one go. For example, I used to buy large amounts uh, of products. For example, I bought a MacBook as well as an iPhone, all in the course of 1 month or over 2 weeks, which quite was heavy on my finances for the time. Back then, I wasn't making as much money as I am now. So, uh, cash flow is important in order to balance your own uh, financial flow. So, I would here recommend this book by Robert Kiyosaki. You can see him here. This book really helped me understand myself, my psychology, in what area I am currently, an E or an S or a B. And currently, I'm an E and maybe sometimes an S, meaning I am a freelancer and an employee. However, I also can go ahead and invest, which makes much more money, which makes yeah, which can make me money that makes money, as the saying goes. Money that grows, rather than money that is simply an expense. So, I would wholeheartedly recommend this book and all of Robert Kiyosaki's other books. He's quite famous for Rich Dad Poor Dad, if you've heard of it. You most likely heard of it. So, uh, so I'm gonna start reading his second book here, his Guide to Investing, Robert Kiyosaki's Guide to Investing, and I'm gonna tell you about it in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I am Ahmed Hani, and this has been my review of CashFlow Quadrant. Thank you for watching.